Please speak to the vulnerability of students who are attending subpar performing schools.
The vulnerability is really simple. The kids who are in subpar schools get subpar teachers, subpar resources, subpar administrators, but they're expected to do supernatural things. It just can't happen. And
Sure.
so when you put a kid, you set a kid up for failure, but you expect them, you already know when they're going in that they're going to fail, but you expect them to do supernatural things. It's impossible. And then when these news stories, they write about these particular kids and the lack of progress they're making. But the problem is that they don't have the right tools to be successful from the beginning. And so it is very important for educational leaders to speak out about that and to ensure that, we maximize the resources that we have first and foremost. And then secondly, that we push on the individuals who have the ability to make the resources happen for the kids who deserve it most. We have to have equity across the board to ensure that funding and extra resources are poured into the places that need them the most, and that's how we're going to see the difference in what we do.
Is there a market failure when it comes to our children receiving the needed skill sets in order to be successful? In other words, does the demand outweigh the supply?
Absolutely. The demand that we're having with kids in school and what's required of them to be successful is outweighing the number of qualified teachers, qualified administrators. The stuff that we're needing to be able to teach our kids to keep them up with the 21st century in a very literate standpoint is outweighed because the resources aren't put there. We are not spending the dollars that's necessary in public school education, and it's a shame, quite frankly. It's a shame that this is the whole sector that's going to create every industry in the future, and yet we spend a small amount of money investing into children who are going to become our nation's leaders one day. I think it's pitiful to say that the average amount of money spent per kid each year across the country is $12,500, and that's all we are investing in each child. That's not very much money. When you look at it from a yearly perspective, you're investing about $1,000 per month into children, and
Wow.
that's not saying very much when you're expecting them to be a nation's leader one day.